Hello, my friends. My name is Mr. Nighty Night. On this episode, I have a story for you. So get comfortable, curl up with your favorite blanket, maybe grab a cheese stick, and prepare yourself. If you like what you're hearing and you like the story, consider subscribing and liking the video. But for now, remember that random voices in your apartment building may not be your neighbors, so I'd suggest you ignore them, else you may end up hearing a silent whisper. It was the middle of the night, and I was alone in my apartment. I live in an old building, the kind that creaks and groans with every shift in temperature. I've always been a night owl, so it wasn't unusual for me to be awake at 3 a.m., scrolling mindlessly through my phone. The whisper came from the hallway outside my bedroom, just a faint, breathy sound that I couldn't quite catch. I froze, staring at the door, half expecting somebody to knock or walk in, but there was nothing. No footsteps, no more whispers. Just the low hum of my refrigerator and the occasional creak of the floorboards. I shook it off as my mind playing tricks on me and went back to my phone. But then it happened again. This time it was clear, almost as if somebody was standing right outside my door. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was unmistakable, pleading and desperate. I sat up, my heart pounding in my chest. I listened carefully, trying to make sense of what I was hearing, but the whisper had stopped again. Maybe it was a neighbor, I thought. The walls in this building are thin, and I've heard snippets of conversations before. But this didn't sound like it was coming from another apartment. It sounded like it was right there, in my hallway. I got out of bed, slowly and quietly, and crept toward the door. I pressed my ear against the wood, holding my breath, listening. Nothing. Just silence. I waited for a few more minutes, then finally decided I was being ridiculous. I was too tired to be spooked by what was probably just the wind or my imagination running wild. But as I turned back to head to bed, the whisper came again. This time louder. I whipped around, my hand reaching for the door handle. The voice was cleaner now, a soft, trembling whisper. "Please let me in." My blood ran cold. I didn't know what possessed me, but I yanked open the door without thinking. The hallway was empty. I stood there, my heart racing, trying to make sense of what just happened. The light above me flickered, casting strange shadows on the walls. I could feel the cold draft coming from the window at the end of the hallway, but there was no sign of anyone. I slammed the door shut, locking it quickly. My hands were shaking as I backed away, staring at the door as if it might burst open at any moment. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard the whisper again, just outside the door, begging to be let in. Over the next few days, it got worse. The whisper became more frequent, more intense, more insistent. It followed me everywhere in the apartment, the bathroom, the kitchen, even the living room. But it was always just out of reach, just beyond the door or around the corner. Please, let me in. I tried ignoring it, drowning it out with music or the TV, but nothing worked. The whisper cut everything, a constant chilling presence that I could not escape. One night, after days of torment, I finally broke down. I was exhausted, scared, and desperate for it to stop. I sat on the floor in front of the door, tears streaming down my face, and whispered back, "What do you want?" For a moment there was silence. Then the voice responded, clearer than ever before. "I just want to come home." My heart skipped a beat. I didn't know what to say, what to do. My mind raced, trying to understand what was happening, but nothing made sense. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice trembling. The whisper was so soft, I almost didn't hear it. "I used to live here." I felt a chill run down my spine. I had never heard anything about my apartment being haunted, and I'd been living there for years. But the fear in the whisper was real, tangible. Why can't you come in?" I asked, dreading the answer. There was a long pause, and then finally the whisper responded, so faint it was almost lost in the silence. "I'm trapped. I need you to let me in." I didn't know what to do. Every instinct told me to leave, to get out of that apartment and to never look back. But something kept me rooted to the spot, staring at the door, feeling the weight of the presence beyond it. I wanted to help, but I was too scared. The whisper came one last time, pleading, desperate. "Please, let me in." I took a deep breath, reached out to unlock the door, and just as my hand touched the lock, everything went silent. The whisper was gone. I waited for what felt like an eternity, but it never returned. The apartment was quiet, eerily so. I moved out the next day, too unnerved to stay for another night. But sometimes, late at night in my new place, I think I hear it again. A faint whisper begging to be let in. "Let me